is how that interesting group is looking. Benin top there with 70 points. South Africa second, just 2 points behind them. Nigeria in third, which won't be good enough for the playoffs as it stands. So it's all to play for next Tuesday when they face the current group leaders, Benin, at home in Nigeria. Ooh, all right.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. You can breathe out now, Colin.
Colin Udoh joins us to try and make sense of all of these permutations that could happen. But Colin, we just saw that what could have been a massive moment for Lesotho in that game against Nigeria. Were you even able to breathe as we watched that ball almost trickle in goal?
So, my heart was pounding throughout that. I don't know what Stanley Nwabali was thinking. He's our best goalkeeper. And, that was just, all I can say is 2 brain farts in one game, in a crucial game that almost cost Nigeria. We had the door open just slightly, and any of those goals could have slammed the door shut, especially that last one. So, in the end, it was nervy, it was tense, but we only just made it out. So hopefully things improve from there.
Well, Colin, we all sit here at this table as someone from Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela, and we talk about how our teams give us stress in terms of World Cup qualifying. But what's going on with Nigeria now? We have to have Nigeria at a World Cup. They always have the best kit. So what are you expecting now from their next game, next Tuesday in Nigeria against Benin?
You do not know stress until you support the Super Eagles. Trust me.
Oh, we know stress.
They put us through the ringer every single time. And this particular iteration of Super Eagles have made it even worse. Just look at that lineup. Lookman, African Footballer of the Year, reigning one. Victor Osimhen, the previous African Footballer of the Year. Tolu Arokodare, who's just gone to England and made a blinding start. Wilfred Ndidi, William Tut Ekong, Calvin Bassey, Stanley, Alex Iwobi. And then look at the bench. Akor Adams, who came on and scored. Over the weekend, he just scored for Sevilla against Barcelona. And then he comes on, makes his debut for Nigeria, and does exactly the same thing. So you've got to look at that team and you think, yes, that's a team that should walk through this qualifying group with Lesotho, with Benin Republic, with Zimbabwe, with Rwanda. But, we draw 3 games at home, go away and lose to Benin, who were not even playing at home. They were playing in Cote d'Ivoire away from home. And then, 2 draws against South Africa. So it's just been disappointing. And part of the problem has been that we've gone through this series with 4 different coaches. Jose Peseiro started it. Austin Eguavon came in and pick up the slack a little bit. George Finidi came in, drew the game against South Africa and then lost, against Zimbabwe, then lost to Benin Republic. And then Eric Sekushel. So it's just been a whole chaotic mess in the Nigeria side. And that's exactly what you get when you do that. In fact, we are the only big team in Africa, well, big team in quote, because this I'm not sure if we can call Nigeria big anymore, who will not crack 20 points in these qualifiers. And guess who else is not going to crack 20 points? The likes of Niger and Namibia, who are currently placed second. So it's just been a massive disappointment all the way around.
Yeah, because we're moving on to Group F. Ivory Coast there at the top of Group F, only just 1 point ahead of Gabon. Ivory Coast were also in action today. They were up against the Seychelles, and if you thought Senegal got a big win,
I don't think the Seychelles are going to make it. I don't think the Seychelles are going to make it.
No. Look at that goal difference.
I don't think that's going to help either.
Oh, boy.
Look
you
at
never
that
know. Miracles
goal
happen.
difference. All right, but Colin, I actually want to talk about another game that we saw a few days ago, which was Cape Verde, who played against Libya, and that was an absolutely thrilling game. They had to come from behind just to draw the game. They could have historically qualified for the World Cup with a win that night, but now it's going to be a big last game for them, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, certainly. They play Eswatini at home in the final game, and I'll tell you what. They are playing at an 8,000 capacity stadium, and you can't find a ticket anywhere to buy. Look, it's almost like the whole country wants to get in there and watch that game. And who wouldn't? It's a small country about to make their first World Cup. And like you said, they could have qualified, but for a terrible offside call where they were clearly onside, and replay showed they were onside, but they got the wrong end of the draw, and unfortunately couldn't get the goal that could have seen them. But I mean, nothing is going to be better than them, qualifying at home for the first time in front of their fans. And I'm not sure even Shaka will be able to get a ticket to watch that.
I'm playing. Oh,
for whom?
I'm just
Not even if you were playing.
For Swatini?
Yeah, they all. Yeah.
I feel like Colin has a favorite, and it is Shaka. Shaka gets called out a lot. I can tell Colin.
Yeah, picked on it.
Absolutely.
That was when they qualified for that World Cup in 2014. And now, like he said, this is going to be his last World Cup. So I think it's come full cycle, a fitting end to a stellar international career for Riyad Mahrez. But, I mean, look at Egypt. They're also going to the World Cup. Mohamed Salah is going to light up the U.S. like he's done everywhere else. And all 4 teams in Africa that have qualified so far for the World Cup are all North African teams. So the rest of us are going to wait until Tuesday to see whether it's Ghana, Cape Verde, or Cameroon, Senegal, Ivory Coast who join them in that party.
All right, Colin, Udoh.
And Nigeria.
And Nigeria, Colin. I was wondering, were you not going to even mention?
Well, look, so I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think Nigeria are going to qualify.
No.
Look, and I say this with a lot of pain in my heart because here's the thing. Benin have they've got the in pole position going into this round of qualifiers. Nigeria have to win against Benin and hope that South Africa don't win. But if South Africa win and both Nigeria and Benin tie, then Benin probably goes. But if Nigeria beat Benin, we still have to beat them by at least 2 goals to get through. So it's just so complicated. It's either Benin Republic or South Africa. So if we beat Benin, we have the ticket to South Africa, and if we draw with them, we don't go either. So
I don't think you're going, Colin. It's all right. You can come with me and Ali. You can come with me and Ali.
Colin, you know
sure.
what? I'm going to believe in
Alexis,
Niger.
don't worry.
I'm going to believe in Niger because I want a free kit. Let me tell you.
Oh, good.
Let me
don't
tell
worry,
you.
I'll get you a kit irrespective.
Tuesday, we're going with the Super Eagles.
Oh, boy.
Colin, Udoh, thank
You
you
know
so much for joining us. It's always an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. And we'll be rooting for the Super Eagles, mainly for your mental health. And here are some upcoming games in AFCON. Please remember, all of these games are available on ESPN Plus. As Colin said, there is a lot to play for over the next 3 days.